Josephine by Carolee Erickson. The book is subtitled A Life of the Empress. Chapter 1. Into the Wind House. There was a stillness in the heavy, humid air, and smoke from the cooking fires rose slowly straight upward into the cloudy sky a long way before drifting off sharply to the north. The trade winds had ceased. No comforting puff of air stirred the thick leaves of the breadfruit trees, and in the cane fields, where 100 near-naked slaves bent to the work of harvest, slashing at the cane stalks with long, sharp knives, the heat by mid-morning was like an oven. It was the 13th of August, 1766, a month into the hivernage, the season of storms and rain. On the craggy mountainous island of Martinique in the western Antilles, 400 miles from the Guinea coast, clouds were piling up, and an eerie darkness was gathering. In the slave quarters there were whispers that a bad storm was coming, for the Carib chiefs had announced that the skies were ominous, and everyone knew that on the night before, at sunset, a blood-red light had been glimpsed at the horizon in place of the usual emerald green, a portent of death. "It is the allure," the slaves told one another, and their Creole masters repeated the warning in their own tongue. "It is the huracan." Out in the wide bay of Fort Royal, the clear turquoise water had turned opaque, and by noon the ocean was choppy with whitecaps, and an angry surf crashed noisily on the beach. Ships riding at anchor at the harbor mouth began to dance crazily in the swell, and nearer the shore fishermen hurried to bring their boats ashore, dragging them up far from the beach, and tying them to the wide stalks of palm trees with thick ropes. By early afternoon a leaden twilight had descended, and a harsh wind off the ocean had begun to whistle through the cane fields. Cows bellowed and pawed the earth restlessly. Chickens deserted their coops to seek refuge amid the rocks on the mountainside. Seabirds flocked together and flew toward the center of the island, away from the coast, and the brackish streams were full of fish, swimming up from the ocean, seeking protection from the churning waters. Though the overseer had not yet given the order to stop work, the field hands paused in their labors and sniffed the air. It reeked of sulphur. They looked up and saw, threaded among the thick, dark clouds, fine streaks of silver lightning. Then the first large drops of rain began to fall, spattering on the red earth with a sound so loud it made talk impossible. In the plantation of Choisillet, on the lower slopes of Morne-Ganteaume.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?